Nobody warned you that grief would feel like something sitting on your chest. Not a metaphor, not a figure of speech. An actual physical pressure that makes breathing feel like work and getting out of bed feel like lifting something twice your own weight. You expected sadness. You expected the tears and the empty moments and the reaching for your phone to call someone who is no longer there. But nobody told you that grief would feel like a physical injury, like something inside your body was rearranged without your consent. And if nobody has said this to you yet, then let this be the moment someone finally does. What you are feeling is real. It is measurable. It is happening inside your body right now. And understanding why might be the most comforting thing anyone has ever told you about the worst thing you have ever felt. When you experience a significant loss, your body activates the same stress response system it would activate during a physical threat. Cortisol and adrenaline flood your system. Your heart rate increases, your muscles tense, your immune system becomes temporarily suppressed. Grief is not just an emotional experience processed quietly in the mind. It is a full-body physiological event. Research published in the journal Psychosomatic Medicine found that bereaved individuals show measurable inflammation markers in their blood that are identical to those found in people recovering from physical illness or injury. Your body is not being dramatic. It is responding to loss the way it was designed to respond to danger. Because to the nervous system, losing someone essential is a survival crisis, not just an emotional one. The specific feeling of weight on the chest has a direct physiological explanation. During acute grief, the vagus nerve, which runs from the brainstem all the way through the chest and into the abdomen, becomes dysregulated. The vagus nerve is responsible for regulating heart rate, breathing, and the overall sense of safety in the body. When it is disrupted by grief, the muscles around the chest and throat can physically contract. The diaphragm tightens. Breathing becomes shallow. The physical sensation of heaviness is not imagined. It is the body's stress response compressing the physical structures around your heart and lungs in response to an emotional wound that the nervous system has registered as a physical emergency. Your body is grieving alongside your mind. They are doing it together. There is also something called broken heart syndrome, and it is medically documented. Takotsubo cardiomyopathy is a temporary but real condition, where intense emotional distress causes the left ventricle of the heart to change shape and function differently. It was first documented in Japan and named after a type of octopus trap because of the shape the heart temporarily takes. It is most commonly triggered by sudden intense grief or shock. People arrive at hospitals with chest pain, shortness of breath, and symptoms that mirror a heart attack. And in a very real physiological sense, that is exactly what grief can look like inside the body. Your heart does not just feel broken. Under extreme enough circumstances, it physically responds to loss in ways that show up on a medical scan. Here is what this means for you, and it is perhaps the most important thing in this entire video. The exhaustion of grief is not weakness. The physical heaviness is not self-pity. The inability to breathe properly, to sleep properly, to function properly is not a failure of character. It is your body doing the most demanding physiological work it knows how to do. Healing from loss requires as much physical recovery as it does emotional processing, which means rest is not giving up. Stillness is not falling apart. Crying is not losing. Crying is your body releasing the hormones that built up pressure during the stress response of grief. Every tear is your nervous system exhaling. And one day the weight on your chest will lift. Not because you forgot, but because your body finally learned that it survived something it was not sure it could. So can you feel the weight right now, lifting just a little? Because understanding your pain is always the first step toward being free of it.